everybody, and welcome to Live at 4. Mark is on vacation this week. Eric Franke is filling in for us. Hi, Eric. How you doing?
Pretty good, Susan. Looks like Mark knows how to pick them, huh?
Yeah, right. He picked a good one today, for sure. You enjoying the sunshine?
Yeah, I got a chance to get outside, and a lot of people out there today just kind of getting their yards ready for spring or whatever.
Yeah,
great day to be outdoors.
It does. It feels great, and we'll find out how much longer this is going to continue coming up in weather in just a little bit. But here's what's making news on this Monday. The CDC is out with new guidelines for people who are fully vaccinated. Why they say this is a concrete step to getting back to normal.
And jury selection for the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is delayed. We'll tell you why.
Plus, the world is reacting to an interview with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, what this could mean for the rest of the royal family. But first at 4, as more Americans get the COVID-19 vaccine, the CDC is out with new guidelines for those who have been fully vaccinated.
Under the CDC recommendations, people fully vaccinated can now gather with other vaccinated people in small groups without wearing masks or social distancing. However, the CDC is asking vaccinated people to continue wearing masks and practice social distancing while in public, and they are still advising people to avoid medium and large in-person gatherings.
Over 90% of the population is not yet vaccinated, and that is our responsibility to make sure, in the context of 60,000 new cases a day, that we protect those who remain unvaccinated and remain vulnerable.
And the CDC says fully vaccinated people will not need to quarantine or test if they do not show symptoms after contact with someone who has COVID-19. They also say the recommendations will be updated as more people become vaccinated. It's exciting to hear these new recommendations, but locally, not much is going to change, at least immediately.
Our Gabriela Becerra joins us live downtown and shares why doctors say people should still be careful when relaxing precautions. Gabby?
Well, Eric and Susan, this could be the first time that the CDC has relaxed its guidance since the pandemic started. The local health leaders want you to remember that it only affects a sliver of the population and people should still take precautions. UW Health's Dr. Jeff Pothoff says it's important to note that you're not fully vaccinated until 2 weeks after both doses of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine or 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson. He says at that point it is safer for people to gather with a small number of people in a private home, but if not done correctly, we could see more cases.
This guidance from the CDC, makes that light at the end of the tunnel a bit brighter than it was yesterday, but we're not to the finish line yet. We still have some work to do to get more people vaccinated so that more people can enjoy some of the freedom that those that are fully vaccinated can partake in.
Pothoff says there is worry that some people who aren't fully vaccinated will include themselves in these new guidelines. And coming up on News 3 Now at 5, we'll share why Public Health Madison in Dane County won't be quick to get rid of those masking requirements here locally.
We will see you then. Gabriela Becerra live at the Capitol. Thank you, Gabby. Wisconsin's 7-day average of new COVID-19 cases continues to drop. 178 more people tested positive for the virus in the last day or so. The state hasn't seen a number that low since early last summer. No new deaths were reported. Almost 10.5% of the state is fully vaccinated against COVID-19. That's about 600,000 people. A little more than 18% of the state has at least 1 dose. State health officials announced today 2 million Wisconsinites will be eligible for a vaccine in the next round. And in Dane County, about 13.5% of the population is fully vaccinated. That's about 73,000 people. About 21% of the county has at least 1 dose.
New money for a national vaccination program is included in the president's American Rescue Plan, which the Senate passed over the weekend and is now headed for a final vote in the House. The bill includes $1,400 stimulus checks for many Americans. Other elements include a child tax credit of up to $3,600 per child, as well as a $34 billion expansion of Obamacare subsidies. Not a single Republican in either chamber has voted to support the bill. The House is expected to take up the vote on the relief bill tomorrow, although the timing of when that happens is not yet locked in. President Biden will make a primetime address Thursday to mark the 1-year anniversary of the pandemic taking hold of the country. Well, time to take a look outside. As many of you have noticed, it is quite warm out there, and unseasonably so, and perhaps you got a chance to get out there and enjoy the weather because spring is in the air. Meteorologist Dana Fulton joining us with more details on what we can expect today and in the days ahead.
We are expecting a lot of sunshine for at least the next few hours this evening. So if you get a chance, of course, during the commercial break, just go ahead and step outside because it will be a little cooler by the time we get towards the weekend. Right now, as we take a live look over Madison, again, a clear sky for us. Temperatures close to 60 degrees with a really calm breeze. So it does feel a little more like late March rather than early March right now. 60 in Madison, 54 in Janesville and Monroe, 64 in Lone Rock right now. So it does feel great outside. That breeze overall in the single digits. Should continue to see that sunshine for us tomorrow as we don't have anything building in for the radar overnight or for early Tuesday. But by Tuesday night and Wednesday, we have quite a spring-like system building in that's going to bring in some showers and thunderstorms. As we take a look at our traffic conditions right now, not seeing any major delays downtown, east and westbound along the Beltline. Should be pretty smooth for you this evening in downtown drive speeds. The usual stop-and-go spots, but no major hiccups for us. The interstate from Dane County through Rock County, also smooth. From Janesville to the Beltline, 26 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and Sun Prairie to downtown, 9 minutes this evening.
All right, Dana, thank you. Whitewater police say they're investigating after a UW Whitewater basketball player allegedly assaulted a woman outside of a bar. The student athlete is accused of beating up the woman outside of a bar following an argument early Friday morning. While the police chief did identify the student, News 3 Now has decided not to reveal his name unless he is charged, which the chief says could happen later this week. Police haven't confirmed what kind of injuries the woman is recovering from. Police are currently interviewing witnesses, and once that's complete, officers will determine what kind of charges are necessary.
Jury selection is delayed at least a day in the trial of former Minneapolis officer accused of causing the death of George Floyd last May. That would be Derek Chauvin. The weeks-long process of picking jurors in Chauvin's trial is pushed off now until at least tomorrow. The court is first dealing with appeal over the possible reinstatement of a third-degree murder charge against the former Minneapolis officer. Chauvin already facing charges of second-degree murder and manslaughter after pressing his knee into George Floyd's neck for almost 9 minutes. The proceedings have brought heavy security and demonstrations to the city.
Are you hopeful that justice will be served?
You know, I'm skeptical just because, you know, history shows, but, you know, I'm going to try my best to show support and hopefully they'll do the right thing.
Potential jurors answered questionnaires to determine how much they knew about the case and their opinions about protests. Once selected, the jury will be escorted to the court and sequestered during deliberations. Opening arguments are slated for March 29th.
The Supreme Court declined today to hear an appeal from former President Trump's lawyers challenging the election results in Wisconsin. Wisconsin State Supreme Court previously ruled against their claims that the election was fraudulent. Trump claims Wisconsin's Elections Commission implemented illegal absentee voting drop boxes and compelled poll workers to improperly correct absentee ballot witness certificates. The Supreme Court appeal represents the last court petition brought by Trump's lawyers, but there are still lingering lawsuits on the election brought by other parties. Well, reaction is coming in today following Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 2-hour sit-down with Oprah Winfrey last night on CBS.
And today, Oprah Winfrey is revealing new information that was not aired last night in the interview. Chris Martinez with more now from Los Angeles.
Well, I think the roof has just been blown off Buckingham Palace, and I think they've unleashed hell.
Reaction to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's jaw-dropping interview with Oprah Winfrey has been swift.
This felt much more like scores are being settled at a personal level with members of the family.
In the sit-down, the couple detailed to Oprah their life under the rules of Buckingham Palace and why they decided to step away. One of the biggest revelations involved the couple's son Archie and accusations of racism.
Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What? What was that conversation?
That conversation I'm never going to share.
Oprah explained on CBS This Morning.
He did not share the identity with me, but he wanted to make sure that I knew, and if I had an opportunity to share it, that it was not his grandmother nor his grandfather that were a part of those conversations.
The palace have, I just don't see how they cannot respond to this.
Also new today, more on Meghan's assertion that the British tabloid press treats her far differently than her sister-in-law, Kate Middleton.
Rude and racist are not the same. And equally, you've also had a press team that goes on the record to defend you, especially when they know something's not true. And that didn't happen for us.
We attempted to, but weren't really able to show you what the barrage of daily vitriol and negativity on a consistent basis does to your personal psyche.
Harry elaborated, recounting a conversation he had with someone who is friends with several UK editors.
He said, you need to understand that the UK is very bigoted. And I stopped him. I said, the UK is not bigoted. The UK press is bigoted, specifically the tabloids. Is that what you mean? He goes, no, the UK is bigoted. And I said, I completely disagree. But unfortunately, if the source of information is inherently corrupt or racist or biased, then that filters out to the rest of society.
So far, reaction from people in the UK is mixed.
I think they've done the wrong thing, and I'm sorry, really, because I don't think they've done themselves any good at all.
I think it's a good thing that people can hear about the experience in the royal family. It's not such a blocked off experience anymore, so I think that's good.
The fallout is sure to continue. The interview airs in the UK tonight. Chris Martinez, CBS News.
And more than 17 million people watched the interview last night. There is more to come at 4. We're just a little more than a month away from Tax Day.
When we come back, we'll talk to a tax expert about what to look out for if you haven't filed yet. That's coming up when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4. Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is now approved for more patients with chronic heart failure. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about prescription Entresto.
That's not bacon, it's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
After Monty was hurt, he knew to call Huppy and Abraham.
If you want to win, call Huppy and Abraham. They really do mean business.
Huppy and Abraham knows how to get you every dollar you deserve for your accident. Call now. The law offices of Huppy and Abraham are right here. Unique technological capabilities allow your claim to be processed by phone, text, or email without you ever having to leave your home. Contact the law offices of Huppy and Abraham. Get all the money you deserve.
For over 25 years, Fry Construction has provided excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by so many of your neighbors and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. In honor of our 25 years, we're offering 25% off gutters or insulation with any full roof project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower my A1C because my body can still make its own insulin.
And Trulicity activates my body to release it, lowering my blood sugar from the first dose. Once weekly Trulicity responds when my body needs it 24/7. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin.
It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include indigestion, fatigue, belly pain, decreased appetite, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I have it within me to lower my A1C.
Ask your doctor about Trulicity.
It's a familiar story. Allergies ruining your sleep and next day too. Taking Zysol at night relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin and on first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec at nearly half the size. Be wise all, take Zysol at night.
It is an important week for Madison schools. Students will start returning tomorrow.
It was March 15th, 2020, when the city-county health department shut down all schools. For MMSD, a shutdown that was anticipated to last a few weeks lasted nearly a year.
The district recently let News 3 Now this morning's Chris Stanford inside to see how school has changed.
It's almost time for Madison students to start coming back to school. Starting tomorrow, the empty halls of Frank Alice Elementary are expected to once again have students for the first time in nearly a year. For Candace Terrell,
it's been difficult.
It's not how she imagined her first year as principal.
There are families who are really suffering and children who are suffering from having to remain virtual.
But now, after months of planning,
there's definitely some levels of anxiety.
Classrooms are ready.
So this is one of our kindergarten classrooms.
They'll look different, fewer desks for fewer kids, since many are staying home.
Students that are facing this way will be able to see their friends on the screen, and their friends will be able to see them in the classroom.
Students will be spending a majority of their time in their room, in their own area.
Students kind of have an area or perimeter of where exactly they should be or stay within.
Gym will be in the classroom. That's what the yoga mats are for.
This year, we will not be sharing community supplies.
Instead, they have their own boxes, so they're not sharing. Lunch will be brought to them. There's also a color-coded system to space out times at their lockers and the bathroom. For Principal Terrell, it all comes down to encouraging a sense of community while striking a balance.
What do students need? What do teachers need? What do families need? Really, everyone wants what is best. Everyone really wants what is best for students and families.
That was Chris Stanford reporting. Thank you, Chris. Students will be able to go outside for recess with masks on and socially distanced. And as we've reported, an independent review found safety measures at MMSD schools were, quote, more than adequate to provide a safe environment for students and staff.
And MMSD is doing a phased return, kindergartners first, then first and second graders, followed by 4K all this month. But after that, parents are really still waiting to hear what the next step is, especially for those older students. All right, a mixed day on Wall Street. The Dow rose 306 points, briefly hitting a record high. The Nasdaq down 310 points. The S&P lost more than 20. Well, we are just a little more than a month away now from the 2021 tax deadline.
If you haven't filed yet, you may have some questions about what to look out for this year.
And joining us now is Madison College accounting and finance instructor Dan O'Brien. Dan, thanks for being with us today.
Hi, Dan. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me. There are a couple things to look out for in the taxes. One of the things with this pandemic, everyone got a stimulus check, or most people got a stimulus check. And with that, those payments were not taxable. So they do not have to worry about reporting those on their income taxes. Now, if they did get an unemployment payment, that can be taxable, and it depends on where their adjusted gross income is. So they're going to have to look at that, make sure they give that information to their tax provider. There's the standard deduction that is always changing. That is increasing this year. For single, it's going to $12,400. That's up $200. For married filing jointly, it's up to $24,800, which is an increase of $400. Now, again, with the pandemic, there were some things changed in the tax code. They came out with the CARES Act. That affected a number of things. For one, with the higher standard deduction, that was increased a couple of years ago, almost doubled. Most people cannot itemize their deduction for charitable contributions. Well, with this CARES Act, they implemented a $300 contribution deduction. It has to be in cash, and it has to be with a qualified organization. Also in the CARES Act, there's the student loan payment that employers can pay for their employees up to $5,250. The employer can pay for the loan, and the employee does not have to claim that as income. So that's a real benefit for any employee. Even if I was in that situation, I would ask my employer not to give me a raise, but instead pay off my student loan. And you'll stay in a lower tax bracket, or you don't have to pay the income taxes on those payments.
That's an interesting piece of advice. Dan, real quick on timelines here. Everybody remembers last year we had this extended period in which we could file, right? Because it kind of happened in the middle of the pandemic. Everything's on schedule this year, right?
Everything is on schedule. Now I don't see that deadline changing. April 15th is still going to be circled in every tax preparer's calendar for the day they're going to have to get everything in.
Anything else about this year that you want to make sure our viewers know?
Well, the CARES Act also hit the required minimum distribution, and that is something that hits right now the baby boom that is getting close to 70 and a half. They had to take a required minimum distribution. They backed that off till being 72. Also with this distribution, the baby boomers can take a qualified charitable deduction if they give the money right to a charitable organization, and this can be done still at 70 and a half. And they don't have to claim that as income to themselves. So again, with a standard deduction being so high, most people are not itemizing their deductions for charitable contributions, but they can give a contribution right from their 401k or their IRA to the charities and get the deduction. So this is another benefit out there.
That's a lot. That is great information. Tax time is here. Dan, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Again, thank you for having me.
All right, thanks, Dan. A new animated feature is ruling the still sluggish box office.
Coming up after Dana's forecast, our Will Loper tells us what he thinks of Raya and the Last Dragon. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Tonight on CBS, kick off your night with a new Neighborhood and Bob Hart's Abishola, followed by The Equalizer and Bull. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
These are real people, not actors, who've got their eczema under control. With less eczema, you can show more skin. So roll up those sleeves and help heal your skin from within with Dupixent. Dupixent is the first treatment of its kind that continuously treats moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis, even between flare-ups. Dupixent is a biologic and not a cream or steroid. Many people taking Dupixent saw clear or almost clear skin and had significantly less itch. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. So help heal your skin from within and talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent. If your financial situation has changed, we may be able to help.
About 40% off lenses with purchase of a frame.
Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Back off.
You're not welcome here.
Get out of my face.
HPV can cause certain cancers when your child grows up. Get in its way. HPV can affect males and females, and there's no way to predict who will or won't clear the virus. But you can help protect your child by taking a first step. The CDC recommends HPV vaccination at age 11 or 12 to help protect against certain cancers.
Hey, cancer.
Not
My
child. Don't wait. Talk to your child's doctor about HPV vaccination today.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you.
I'm possible at Herzing.
All right, take a look at this from the Don't Try This at Home or Really Anywhere file. The powered paraglider suddenly comes crashing to the ground in Brazil. Another angle taken by the police on the side of the road shows exactly what happens here. The paraglider comes down for a flyby to say hello. Don't do that. With his attention to his left, he fails to see the power lines to his right. Flies right into him. You saw the spark. Amazingly, there he is. He's fine. Somehow he fell into a bed of long grass. He at least knows where to fall, Susan.
He is very lucky.
Just into the soft grass there.
Wow.
Look out for power lines.
Yes, yes. All right, let's get a check on the weather now. Boy, it was hard to be inside. Now, you're inside, Dana. You're at home. Hasn't it been hard to stay inside? It's a beautiful day.
She's inside as long as to do these cut-ins, and then she's going back outside.
And to walk Penny.
With Penny.
That's true. It's true. It's true. It's pretty cush set up as far as being right by the door right now. So, you know, might step out quickly for a commercial break if Penny needs it. We're expecting sunshine at least for the next few hours, so your evening looks beautiful. Tomorrow, a little more windy before our next big spring system builds in. That's going to cool us down a little bit for the end of the week. But we will take a closer look at your full 10-day forecast in just a few minutes.
I was picking the boys up after practice when they're like, can we get Quick Trip? Actually, that was my plan. What would Quick Trip's take-home meals being? As the Quick Trip lady says, freshly made and absolutely delicious. But opportunity knocked. I go, if you let Dad give you haircuts, and they say, deal. At Quick Trip, the boys are like spaghetti, chicken tenders, mac and cheese. After an easy dinner, it was time to pay the piper. Dad's like, who's next? A deal's a deal.
Quick Trip, we got you covered.
This is Ford Truck Month.
So are you ready for a ride?
Now is the time to get a great deal on Ford Ranger, Ford Super Duty, and the all-new 2021 Ford F-150. Get our best offers of the year and see what Built Ford Tough can do for you. Welcome to the show, America.
Welcome to the show.
Right now, get $5,750 in total savings on a 2021 F-150. Only during Ford Truck Month.
Every new smile starts at Aspen Dental with custom-crafted dentures made in our on-site labs and ready in as little as a day. We give you unparalleled safety at every visit, natural-looking results you'll love, and options for every budget. Now, during our Everyday Smiles event, get dentures for only $29 per month per arch, 60 months financing with total payments of $16.61. Find every reason to smile every day at Aspen Dental. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL or book today at aspendental.com.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, if you haven't gotten the notice, noticed already, it is incredibly nice outside right now. A really pleasant, another hour and a half or so before we really get towards sunset. So overall, an incredible start to our work week. Tomorrow, also really pleasant outside. We're going to hold on to the 60s for the next few days before we have the chance for some thunderstorms to build in late Tuesday and Wednesday. Quite a spring-like system expected to develop. Our Doppler track right now, though, very quiet outside, so not concerned about anything for us, again, for this evening or overnight. As we look ahead to tomorrow, partly sunny skies again with those high temperatures really warming up in the afternoon, but it is going to be a bit windy outside later in the day. Wind speeds will be picking up into the mid to upper teens likely, with their temperatures close to 60 degrees. So we'll feel spring-like with that sunshine. Overnight into Wednesday, around midnight, we're still dry, but we're becoming mostly cloudy. For early Wednesday morning, we are expecting that light rain to start off as we start to get closer to daybreak. And then throughout the morning, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms passing through. We'll continue to see those scattered showers. Be a few thunderstorms in the afternoon. So again, very, very spring-like as we're still in the 60s for high temperatures. But behind that system, it's going to get just a little cooler outside. We won't be quite as unseasonably mild for the back half of the work week, though we will stay a smidge above average. As we look at that 8 to 14 day outlook, hopefully you're able to enjoy the 60s. Likely not going to see that as we start to look towards the end of our 10-day forecast. Almost a below average trend starting to develop. 60 the high for tomorrow. Again, breezy outside with wind speeds about 10 to 20 miles per hour. We'll have isolated showers and scattered thunderstorms developing for us on Wednesday. Still seeing some scattered showers on Thursday, though it will be a smidge cooler outside. For Friday, we're expecting some showers in the morning, and then temperatures for the weekend will be close to 40. Will stay close to 40 as we look ahead to next week. And overnight temperatures will be in the 20s. That's spring forward. That's Saturday night into Sunday morning, I promise. Not Sunday night into Monday. We'll scooch that over for later, I promise.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dana.
Thanks, Dana. A new streaming service has entered the picture.
And Hulu is the big winner at the Critics' Choice Awards. Will Loper has that and more in this week's Loper Report.
Hey, Susan and Eric. Well, award season continues with the Critics' Choice Awards, which aired last night. Over 400 critics voted in the awards show that historically has been the most accurate in predicting who will win the Oscar. Daniel Kaluuya won Best Supporting Actor for his terrific work in Judas and the Black Messiah. And Maria Bakalova won Best Supporting Actress for her star-making role in the Borat sequel.
Growing up in the suburbs of Burgas in Bulgaria, it's really hard to believe that I'm standing here. Sitting here right now. This award is for every little kid, wherever you're from. Your dreams are valid, no matter how huge. Dare to achieve them, and you will.
Carey Mulligan took home Best Actress for Promising Young Woman, and Chadwick Boseman won Best Actor for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
You don't know nothing about what kind of blood I got, what kind of heart I got beat here.
It was Nomadland that took home the big awards of the evening. Chloe Zhao won for Best Director and Best Adapted Screenplay, and Nomadland won Best Picture.
So in a year that has illuminated the crucial need for connection and empathy, we are so proud to have created a film that celebrates the compassion gained by simply listening to one another. Thank you so much.
Other highlights include Jason Sudeikis being far more prepared for a win this time.
Yeah, where do I start? More importantly, where do I end? Right?
And Alan Kim's heart-melting reaction when he won Best Young Actor for Minari.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the critics who voted and my family, Isaac, Christina, Doug. Oh my goodness, I cried.
But at home, there's plenty new to watch. On video-on-demand platforms, check out the film My Salinger Year.
Tabs, wrong. Margins, wrong. Really, everything wrong. You keep saying you want to write, but you work long hours for other writers.
An aspiring writer works as an assistant to Margaret, played by Sigourney Weaver, at a literary agency representing J.D. Salinger.
There's just things I want to do. I'm afraid that if I don't do them now, I never will.
My Salinger Year can be rented on VOD for $6.99. Streaming on Hulu is the film Boss Level.
I used to complain that every day felt the same.
And now every day is the same.
If you like Groundhog Day in Palm Springs but think they needed more car chases and exploding helicopters, have I got the movie for you.
As many times as I've seen this happen to my apartment, I still can't help but think, I'm never, ever getting my security deposit back.
But if there's one movie you should watch this week, it's Raya and the Last Dragon, streaming on Disney Plus Premier Access for $30.
My name is Raya. Our lands have been at war for as long as we can remember. Our people never see eye to eye.
And $30 sounds like a lot, but even 3 people watching, and it's still less than the price of movie tickets and popcorn. But those willing to wait can stream it on Disney Plus for no extra cost on June 4th. Now, fair warning, you may tear up watching Raya, just like Alan Kim winning an award. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper. Send it back to you, Susan and Eric.
Oh, buddy, that's so sweet.
Meant a lot to him for sure.
Yeah.
When Live at 4 returns, CBS News sits down with Dr. Anthony Fauci a year after the World Health Organization said coronavirus had turned into a pandemic.
And then coming up tonight at 5, the Dane County Farmers Market is preparing to return for another season. Some changes are planned to keep people safe. Our Christina Laurie will share that story.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Discover the replenishing power of new Pronamel Mineral Boost. Teeth need natural minerals to keep enamel healthy, strong, and white. But every day, acidic food and drink can wash these minerals away, weakening and dulling enamel over time. Pronamel Mineral Boost protects teeth by working with your mouth to boost absorption of calcium and phosphate, which naturally strengthens enamel. Pronamel Mineral Boost helps keep teeth strong, white, and protected from sensitivity. New Pronamel Mineral Boost.
You may not know them. The coffee shop owner who knows your order. The couple who saves your seats. The family down the street who greets you with a smile. They've been there for you. Now you can be there for them. Donate today and help our friends and neighbors keep their power on.
Joe believes we overcome barriers like addiction together. His funding of recovery coaches has saved lives and makes us all safer.
Joe knows the past year was hard, and his small business partnership with Dane Buy Local gave us an opportunity to keep our dreams alive.
Thank you, Joe Farisi, for putting a high priority on water quality, conservation, and prairie restoration. Thank you, Joe, for believing in second chances and the best in all of us.
Thank you, Joe, for appreciating local food and supporting small family businesses.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentix.
4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentix. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentix.com.
Tonight at 5, health officials are releasing new guidelines when it comes to vaccinated Americans. What they say those who are fully vaccinated can do. That's tonight at 5.
Breezy and unseasonably mild weather will continue through Wednesday. Showers and a few thunderstorms are likely from late Tuesday night through Wednesday night. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, Dane County Farmers Market vendors are preparing for another season of uncertainty after moving operations away from the Capitol Square last year. That's ahead on News 3 Now at 6.
At the Henry Violet Zoo. Trying to think, that's the bear cage, right?
Yeah, the polar bears are not going to be too pleased with this weather right now.
No, that's for sure. New numbers from the Transportation Security Administration show almost 1.3 million people passed through airport security checkpoints yesterday.
And that's the highest level since January 3rd. It's typical for air travel to pick up in March as students across the country go on spring break. Analysts believe more people may feel comfortable flying now as they get vaccinated for COVID-19. The major airlines are cautiously optimistic that the industry may be starting to recover. This week marks 1 year, in fact, since the World Health Organization declared coronavirus a global pandemic.
It's been a year of learning for health officials and healthcare workers. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook sat down with Dr. Anthony Fauci to discuss where we've been and where we're headed.
In 2016, when I interviewed you for 60 Minutes, I said, what keeps you up at night? And you described this year.
My worst case scenario is to have a combination of factors that would lead to a historic pandemic. And unfortunately for us and the world, that's exactly what happened.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says 1 year ago, he wishes we had known just how capable the novel coronavirus was of spreading so easily.
That is really a game changer for an outbreak. It would be so unusual to have a respiratory disease of this magnitude in which such a large percentage is driven by people who have no symptoms.
Nearly 30 million have been infected in the U.S. More than 500,000 have died. And while we now have several vaccines that are extremely effective, the virus is changing, with the variant that originated in the UK, 117, spreading rapidly. We have the appearance of all of these variants of concern.
It's kind of a bit of a race of getting as many people vaccinated as you possibly can with these variants which are assuming dominance. The news that's somewhat encouraging is that the vaccines that are being distributed currently in the United States, particularly the mRNA vaccines, do pretty well against that 117.
Dr. Fauci says the best way to stop variants from developing is to stop the virus from spreading, and he's worried about relaxing restrictions prematurely. You look at a state like Texas that has opened it up for all intents and purposes. When you see that, what's your reaction?
It's dismay. It's ill-advised. What you really want to do is get the baseline very far down and then gradually pull back on the public health measures. But to just turn it on like a light switch and turn it off like a light switch is very risky.
Looking ahead, what do you see the big challenges are?
You really want to get the overwhelming majority of people vaccinated, not only for their own health and their own safety, that of their families, but the fact that they will then be contributing to this overall effect of what we refer to as herd immunity.
Dr. Fauci says the public must avoid being lulled into a false sense of security.
We want to make sure we don't generate another surge, which is the reason why it's no time now to pull back on some of the public health measures.
Lessons learned this past year that will follow us into the future. There will be another pandemic, right?
There's no doubt about it. Can't say when or where or how, but if history tells us the truth, which it does all the time, this will happen again.
Dr. John LaPook, CBS News.
And Dr. Fauci also says the U.S. is stepping up to do more sequencing of the variants to better understand how and where variants are happening.
Well, still to come at 4 today is International Women's Day.
We'll hear the story of 2 groundbreaking women at UW Platteville, why their impact is still important nearly 90 years later. That's when Live at 4 continues.
I did not have to put anything down.
Not a cent.
I had absolutely no out-of-pocket costs. If you don't win, we don't win. If I don't win, you don't win. What does that mean? It was like, well, if you don't win, you don't pay us anything. There was no fee unless we won the case.
One call, that's all.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower my A1C.
because my body can still make its own insulin.
And Trulicity activates my body to release it,
lowering my blood sugar from the first dose. Once weekly Trulicity responds when my body needs it 24/7. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin.
It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include indigestion, fatigue, belly pain, decreased appetite, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I have it within me to lower my A1C.
Ask your doctor about Trulicity.
Maintenance fee, ATM fee. Can I hide in your fort?
Sure, but the fort fee is 10 cookies.
Need a place to hide from fees? With a BMO Harris Smart Advantage account, you can get cash with nearly as many fee-free ATMs in the U.S. as the 3 largest banks combined, and no monthly maintenance fee.
Huh, do you hear that? No monthly maintenance fee.
Fort fees are subject to the governing bodies of the fort.
She did not learn that from me.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. And right now, get a $200 bonus when you open a new BMO Harris Smart Advantage account.
I can't take it anymore. It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free? Perfect.
I can change, honey.
Not you. These drafty old windows.
Oh.
It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free from Feldco.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Monica was severely injured. She called Gruber Law Offices.
They made you feel like family. Gruber Law is excellent, and I would recommend them to anybody.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Sunglasses definitely necessary for the drive home this evening as we have nice sunny skies and traffic conditions actually looking pretty smooth. East and westbound along the Beltline, no delays. Downtown Madison, a few slow spots, but overall sitting in a pretty good place. So same goes for downtown Janesville and the interstate. From Janesville to the Beltline, drive time in about 25 minutes, 16 minutes still to get from Sauk City to Middleton. And some parade to downtown, a quick 9-minute drive this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. Soon, President Biden will make remarks to celebrate International Women's Day.
The president has also taken executive action to promote gender equality. The White House marked International Women's Day with an executive order to create a gender policy council. It comes at a time when women are disproportionately suffering from the pandemic's economic fallout.
One of the reasons that women are leaving work is, first because they're in industries that are really under stress, like hospitality, retail, but also because they have caregiving needs that they can't meet.
The president has nominated Army Lieutenant General Laura Richardson to lead the U.S. Southern Command and Air Force General Jacqueline Van Ovost to lead the U.S. to lead the command as well. If confirmed, it will be a first for 2 women serving at that rank at the same time. UW-Platteville is honoring 2 trailblazing women for their efforts to get women involved in STEM programs.
Now, real pioneers here. Faye Bible and Nancy Murrow were the first women to attend the Wisconsin mining school that later became UW-Platteville.
It was seen as controversial at the time, but the 2 women quickly found ways to prove the critics wrong. And joining us this afternoon is Molly Gribb, the dean of UW-Platteville's College of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science. Hi, Molly.
Hey,
welcome
Molly.
to Live at 4.
Great to be here.
Great to see you. So tell us about these amazing women, Faye and Nancy.
So they were the first engineering students, and they attended in 1935. It was at that time the Wisconsin mining school, and they graduated right on time with their peers in 1938. They considered themselves just a couple of the fellows, and they often wrote about their experiences in the Geode, which was the student newspaper at the time, and we still publish today.
Wow.
Do any of the students understand? I mean, is this something you guys really try to educate your STEM students on, about the history and how these women were truly pioneers? I say that because, of course, UW-Platteville is the pioneers, but these women were truly pioneers.
Well, I mean, and the monument where their picture was taken is still available, and so we have, in fact, had students go and take their pictures there, and so they can contemplate what it must have been like to be Faye and Nancy at that time. It's pretty important. I think we all stand on the shoulders of women like Faye and Nancy in our roles today.
That's right. Why was their enrollment so controversial at the time? Was it just that they were so far ahead of their time?
Well, that just isn't really what women did at that time. They both really felt an inclination. Nancy's dad was the head of the school at the time. They just felt like they wanted to be there, and I'm really glad that they did, because it makes it possible for all of us today.
And it's really cool when you read about UW-Platteville and what's become, especially for women in your careers that you offer there, because not only do you get more women involved in these STEM careers, but you retain them too, don't you?
Right. Starting in the 1990s, we started to do outreach programs because we were worried we didn't have enough women engineering students on our campus. And over the last decade, we've actually increased the number of women in STEM programs by 60%. And you're exactly right, too. Not only do we have more women, we're also retaining them at a much higher rate. Our retention of women engineering students is up around 90% from first to second year. And we attribute that to all the services that we can provide in terms of mentoring, professional development, and other opportunities.
Wow. And how do you make it accessible to people of all backgrounds?
Well, we are at a really welcoming place. I think that makes a big difference, our rural nature, and we try really hard to provide financial opportunities for students to work on campus, and also a wide variety of scholarship programs, including a new one for women focusing on career readiness and leadership.
Well, I'm always impressed at UW-Platteville and all the things they can offer potential students. I think it's a campus that I think so many young people should consider. Molly, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for helping us celebrate International Women's Day with the story of these two really interesting, fascinating women.
Molly, great to see you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Wanakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
We are the Thrivers, women with metastatic breast cancer. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in postmenopausal women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant. In a clinical trial, Kisqali plus fulvestrant helped women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer, and it significantly delayed disease progression. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
When it comes to home projects, most people don't know how much theirs should cost. But with Home Advisor, you can see upfront pricing and check what others paid for similar jobs. Even book pros and pay right through the app. Start your next project knowing what to pay with Home Advisor.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Wanakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Tonight at 5, why health officials say some Americans can ditch their masks. Plus, why jury selection is being delayed for former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who's charged with the killing of George Floyd. That's ahead at 5.
These businesses have still been suffering greatly.
The struggle to keep the doors open and food on the tables.
We don't want a handout. We want to work.
Find out what local government is doing to help restaurants survive.
I just want to see more.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Sunny skies still outside, and those temperatures holding on to about 60 degrees, so it feels mighty comfortable, I would say, for us in southern Wisconsin. A little more like late March rather than early March, and a small breeze. So quite a very nice, again, start to the week. We're going to hold on to the 60s for tomorrow, and then our next big system builds in with some very spring-like weather with some showers and thunderstorms passing through. Again, road conditions right now look smooth this evening, but just remember you'll probably need the shades, especially if you're heading west for your drive home.
All right, Dana, thank you so much. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4, what you can do to curb the stress of waiting for your turn to get a vaccine.
And we'll check in with Dr. Jeff Pothoff, why he says increasing amounts of vaccine are getting us closer to normal. That's tomorrow on Live at 4.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
About 40% off lenses with purchase of a frame. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is now approved for more patients with chronic heart failure. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about prescription Entresto.
Doing what we love can be painful. Aspercreme works fast and lasts, so you can keep doing what you love. Aspercreme now has a new look. Same pain-fighting power.
We made USAA insurance for members like Kate, a former Army medic made of the flexibility to handle whatever Monday has in store and tackle 4 things at once. So when her car got hit, she didn't worry. She simply filed a claim on her USAA app and said,
I've got this.
USAA insurance is made the way Kate needs it. Easy. She can even pick her payment plan, so it's easy on her budget and her life. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Habitat Dane County provides long-term stability through affordable home ownership, creating the spaces where learning grows, the places to rest, the spots to gather, the areas to play safely. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
In today's Final Touch, a lot of people have had to deal with mail delays over the last year, but how about a 70-year delay?
That's right. A family in Pennsylvania received more than 100 Korean War letters written 70 years ago. Rodney Shoup was searching for the family